A warning, a collapsing conversation, and a new global player that is stepping into the storm. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole situation around the West Asia is once again becoming tense. Well, this time, it's not just about the United States or Iran. No. Well, there is a third major power that has entered the conversation, China. Definitely, there's diplomacy that is under pressure now. For weeks, efforts have been ongoing to manage the tension in that region. Behind closed doors, discussions linked to ceasefire arrangements and diplomatic engagements have continued. But according to multiple reports, these talks are now facing serious uncertainty. Progress is slow, trust definitely fragile, and the timing that is also running out. The Strait of Hormuz effect here, that's what we are focused on. Well, at the center of this tension lies a narrow but extremely powerful waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow passage of water, it supports 20% of global oil. It's not just a maritime route, it's a global energy lifeline. Any instability over here, it immediately creates ripple effects in oil market, shipping routes, and global trade here. And that is why every diplomatic breakdown, it carries global weight. Then comes China in the whole conversation. China has stepped forward with a very clear message. Beijing is calling for urgent diplomatic cooperation to prevent escalation and protect the regional stability. In simple terms, China is urging, do not let this whole situation slip back into a conflict. In fact, it has also expressed willingness to play a constructive diplomatic role if needed. But you know why China's role really matters here? China, it is not just observing whole crisis from the outside. It has deep economic ties across West Asia. Energy imports, in fact, trade partnership, infrastructure investment, all three factors. So stability in this region directly linked to China's economic interest as well. And that is why its diplomatic tone is firm but cautious. And yes, at the very same time, negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, that remains under strain. In fact, there are reports of temporary pauses and extended discussions here. But you know what? There is no clear long-term breakthrough that has been confirmed yet. Both sides remain divided on core issues, including sanctions, security concern, naval pressure in strategic waters, and uranium enrichment. And every round of talk seems to carry more and more pressure than the last one. In fact, some analysts, they are now using strong language. They warn that the situation is approaching a very critical threshold. Not necessarily immediate war though, but a stage where miscalculation can now trigger a rapid escalation.